Alright, hey, how y'all doing? It's Cooking with Dave once again. I'm Dave. Anyway, today I'm going to cook some sweet and sour pork. Man, it's good stuff. Sweet and sour pork, I don't usually get it. If I go to a Chinese restaurant, I'm going to order General Tso's, because I like General Tso's. And if I'm going to go through the trouble of battering and frying and making a sauce, I'm probably going to cook General Tso's. But you might like sweet and sour pork more than I do, but it's good stuff. Show you how to put it together. It's not bad, it's good. The important thing about sweet and sour pork is, remember, the more tender the pork, the better it's going to be. But it's best to use a pork loin or a pork tenderloin when you stir frying some pork. It is good stuff. Alright, bring it over here, show you how to do it. I'm going to start off with sweet and sour pork by cubing up our pork. Here I have a pork tenderloin. A lot of people think that I don't know what a pork tenderloin is. This is a pork tenderloin. All I'm going to do is cube it up, little bite-sized pieces. About like we did the chicken for the General Tso's. And then we're going to make us a batter, and we're going to deep fry it. Now, if you don't want to deep fry this, you don't have to. You could pan sear it in some olive oil or some vegetable oil and not have a batter. It's a little quicker. I just don't think it's as good. Everything's better deep fried, right? Y'all know what I'm saying. If you deep fry it, it's going to be better. Little cubed up pieces. There's our pork all cubed up, ready to go. I'm going to hit that pork, a little bit of soy sauce, about a tablespoon of soy sauce. Then we're going to hit that with a cup of chicken broth. Then we're going to use just a couple tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 and a 2. Then we're going to use about a half cup of flour. Really, we're going to use how much ever flour it takes to get us a nice thick batter. There's about a half cup I'm putting in there to start with. Then we take our big wooden spoon. Let's give all that a nice stir. And it's not sticking like it's supposed to. You know why it's not sticking like it's supposed to? Because we didn't add the egg. And then we'll put 2 eggs in there. And now we're going to give it a nice big stir. Everybody mixing together like they're supposed to. And remember, we did the General Tso's about the same way. You don't want it to be too thin. You don't want it to be too thick. You want it so it doesn't drip. So give everybody a good stir. Get it all mixed around there on the pork. All pork covered. We'll pick it up and say, does it drip? Drip just a little bit. So let's just add a little more flour. A little more flour. Give it a stir. If you want to, you could add a little more cornstarch if you wanted to. Flour or cornstarch. Whatever makes it a little bit thicker. Thicken it up. Okay, pick up a piece. Does it drip? A little tiny bit drip. Alright, I'm going to go to cornstarch this time. I'm going to add another tablespoon of cornstarch. Give that a nice big stir. That looks much more better. We're not dripping. Alright, there we go. Now we are ready to deep fry. Okay, my oil is hot and ready to go. I'm going to drop these pieces in there. I'm going to individually. I don't want them to stick together. So I'm going to make sure that I drop them apart from one another, because if you put them together, they will stick together. We want them to be individual pieces. So make sure, cook how many you can cook at a time without them sticking together until they all floating and nice and golden brown. While we're frying up our pork, let's mix up our sauce. And what we're going to use about a tablespoon or so, some soy sauce, about a tablespoon. We're going to use about 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Gives a little tart. Actually, a little more tart. Will come from some pineapple juice. What I did was I bought a can of pineapples. Ba-bam. And I drained the juice off of there. We're going to use the pineapple chunks also. I'm going to put a half a chopped up onion in there. I got a whole bell pepper chopped up. I'm going to put it in there. We're going to use about 2 teaspoons. I'm using roasted garlic. Just use whatever minced garlic you want. I'm using roasted because I like a little roasted garlic. About 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons roasted garlic. I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of some ginger, just some minced ginger, maybe a little bit more. And then we're going to use, I'm using 8 ounces of tomato sauce. So tomato sauce. And we have to have some sweet. I'm going to use some brown sugar. I'm using light brown sugar because what I have. You can use dark brown sugar. If you have dark brown sugar, it'd be fine. Then I want to whisk all this together. And if it's too thick right away, because we're going to cook this. If it's too thick, you think it's too thick, go ahead and add a little water. I'm going to add, let me see, add about a half a cup of water. And also I'm going to hit it with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. 1 and a 2. And I'm going to whisk that all together until it's all smooth. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking like a sweet and sour sauce right there. Make it all smooth. Try to get that sugar that you put in there all dissolved and ready to go. And then we set that aside. And then we will set this aside until our pork is all fried up. And we will cook it down a little bit, and add our pork to it. And oh man, it's going to be good. Alright. Back over here at the pork, we're frying up. Give it a little stir. Mix it up a little bit. Looking good. We just want to be golden brown and floating, and then we will know that it is done. Well, that's looking pretty good. It fries up pretty quick. I have my heat on high. I need to turn it down. I'm turning it down about medium high, a little less. And it fries up pretty quick, about 5-10 minutes, depending on how big your pieces are. Got a little big, but it'll be alright. Okay. I finished my last batch of pork. Got it all off, so nice golden brown, looking good. Tastes very good too. I'd eat a couple pieces of that. Now I'm gonna take my sauce. I drained the oil off my Dutch oven. I'm gonna take that sauce. I got it on medium heat, and I'm gonna pour it sauce right down there into my Dutch oven. And I'm gonna bring this to a simmer and cook it just till it starts to thicken up, and then we're gonna add our pork. Now y'all be careful when you're frying that pork. I burnt my hand putting that pork down in the oil. Can you see it? A little red there. It's alright. I mean, it don't hurt too much. I slap a little cold water on it here and there. Be alright. Now I'm cooking this. See how it starts sticking up? I'm gonna cook it just till it starts giving me a little thickness, which is starting to do already, which is very cool. I got a medium heat. Just gonna keep it, give a little stir, and oh, it smells wonderful. Oh wow, that smells like sweet and sour sauce to me. All right, now remember, if y'all want to, you can leave those bell peppers and onions. You can cut them up much bigger. If you get this in a Chinese restaurant, you know they always have those big pieces of peppers and big pieces of onion, but I don't like to bite into big pieces of peppers and onions. But if you like that, that's fine. Go ahead and cook it that way. I like mine to be chopped up, nice little pieces, become part of the sauce. And you know, the more you cut up a bell pepper and the more you cut up an onion, the more flavor you're gonna get out of it. And I wanted some flavor, so nice to thicken up. As soon as it starts to thicken up, can y'all see that? It's not as soupy as it was, starting to thicken up. Want to do this at the right time, because we want our pork to stay kind of crispy. So as soon as we start getting some thickness, a little bit more thickness, then I will add my pork. And trust me, you cook this down, you got the cornstarch working for you in there. You cook this down, it's going to thicken up. So now I'll add my pork, Give it a nice stir. Make sure that every piece is covered with some sauce. Add the rest of the pork. That's why I had to use the big Dutch oven. We had lots of pork to cover. We might have too much, but I think it's going to be all right. Look at that. That is looking nice. Looking good. And right here at the last minute, oh, everybody looking nice. Looking like some sweet and sour pork. I'm going to turn off my heat. And as I do, I'm going to go ahead and throw these pineapples in there. And give them a nice big stir too. Little pineapples with the pork. Sweet and sour sauce. Oh man, this is going to be good. This might become one of my favorites, man. Look at that. Oh, it smells good. I wish y'all could smell it. It smells wonderful. That is some good stuff right there. Take our plate. Move you over to the small Dutch oven. See if it's hot. Not too hot. I put it over here. I put the fried rice over here, and I turned the stove on about medium for a couple minutes. I turn the stove off, and that keeps my fried rice hot until I get ready to serve it. We're gonna put some right there in the middle of the plate. I'll tell you, this is some of the best fried rice I ever tasted. Put some in the middle of the plate. We'll come back over to the big Dutch oven, and we're just gonna spoon some of that right on top of it, and we're gonna call it sweet and sour pork a la Dave. Now that's a plate of food. Alright, man, that looks good. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.